Hey there, Heather. Ho, there's Jeff Cutter down. Welcome you to more 83-84 Stone Cold Hockey action for the Edmonton Oilers as I try to make the Edmonton Oilers be the Stanley Cup champs and ruin that Islanders four-peat opportunity. We are just through the parts of the season. St. Louis, Calgary, and Boston are yet to lose a game, whereas we are 3-1. Of course, if we lose or tie a game, we have to play simulate the next game. The the top four in each division move on to the playoffs and all that. Of course, it's way too early and all that. But yeah, because the team's Rick 5 with 8 goals right off the bat. Brad Sutter with 7. Keith Acton with 6. Our top goal scorer is Gretzky with 4. Points wise, Gretzky is 2 behind Bernie for Durko for first. Goaltending, well, despite the fact that Moke's 3-0, he's 12 in goals against. Pat Regan's 1 and 2. He has below 500 mark, but he has a 2 goals against average. Again, the standings and all that. We've only played 4 games. Well, only us and Calgary have played fewer than 5 games right now. But our points percentage is big. We have scored 21 goals. We've scored, I don't know, that's 5 per game, which is average. Vancouver, yeah, we've scored 5 goals per game. I wonder who else has the 5 goals rule. St. Louis is one off that. I think Toronto scored 5 goals per game, literally. Yeah, everyone else has not done that. So we're 3-0 at home, 0-1 on the road. So we've only had 1 road game and all that. Highlights. A lot of teams, only 4 hat tricks. Dave Anderchuk, Anders Hawkinson, even though they lost the game 7-6. Brett Sutter and Rick 5. The fan marks Toronto LA 7-6 games. That's how Pumpter beat Blake. Both teams only won. LA putting on a show, but yeah, it was a dogfight till the final 8 seconds when Gingras, the baby bull, scored the goal. And St. Louis's 9-3 win over the Rangers. But the Rangers were up 3-0 on the 4-1 team, and then St. Louis scored 9 straight goals off of Steve Weeks. Babbage, Anderson, Wickenheiser, Brian Sutter, Federico Patterson, Carlson, Mullen, and Pedersen. Oh, Jack Carlson. Jack Carlson was still playing. And Calgary Vancouver right now is number 3. As Vancouver was up 3-1, gave up 3 straight goals, scored in the third period, but then Kent Nielsen in overtime from Eddie Beers. Okay, so schedule-wise, we go to Calgary. We're on my to Calvary. That's Calgary. Grant Fuhr in the net for us. Don Edwards. Kitchener. That's right. Don Edwards was the former Kitchener Ranger. Look it up, people. He'll start for Calgary. Reggie Lemelin could have started and all that, but he didn't. Lemelin is also known for being the first goalie to wear synthetic goalie pads. Mike Verdon is not yet conditioned. Anyway, we have some great players. Andy Moog's our backup, but we're putting Grant Fuhr for this one. We're 3-1. We have the great one, Wayne Gretzky, Glenn Anderson, a good right winger, Gary Curry, the man from Finland, who's done pretty well, Paul Coffey, Kitchener, speaking of Kitchener, Mark Booth Messier, Pat Hughes, Dave Hunter, well, Messier being the second banana, Willie Lindstrom, Ken the Rat Linsman, Randy Gregg, Dr. Randy Gregg, he was a doctor, Euro Pulsar, Charlie Hoodie, Donnie Jackson, Dave Lumley, the protector, Dave Semenko, Lee Vogelin Jr., Tom Rolston, Kevin Lowe, pretty good. Pat Conacher, Rick Chartra, Kitchener, look it up, people. Ken Berry, Rainbow Suminen, and Jim Playfair, who was part of that YouTube clip in the AHL that he tore off all his clothes. Yikes. 84 Flames, Eddie Beers, Lanny McDonald, who was stupidly traded from Toronto because Punch and Luck wanted to prove to Daryl Sittler that I'm better than you. What a cunt move. Kent Nielsen, great player and all that. Hawkin Loop, what a name. Doug Riceborough, Kitchener. Yeah, that's right. Doug Riceborough was a former Kitchener Ranger. Danny Quinn, Steve Tambellini, Mike Eves, Colin Patterson, Al McGinnis. You guessed it, Kitchener. That's right. Al McGinnis was a former Kitchener Ranger. Look it up. Jim Poplinski, Richard Crum, Steve Bozak, Jamie McCowan, before he went to the Leafs and was a little better. Paul Baxter, Paul Reinhardt. You guessed it, Kitchener. Holy shit, I've had to say Kitchener 1, 2, 3, 4 times for the Calgary Flames. Jim Jackson, Dave Heinrich, Kerry Lorenzo, Tim Hunter, not Kitchener, Lagoon, Tony Styles, Kerry Wilson, Steve Conroy, Jimmy Hislop, and Mickey Falcon. So I've had to say Kitchener 4 times for Calgary. Edmonton is Coffee and Chartrap. So 6 Kitchener Rangers are playing in this game. 6. I think that's a record. 3 minutes into the game. 2 more minutes. 5 more minutes. You have a chance. Skills. The great Don Jackson. His 4th from Lindstrom and Coffee. So Kitchener's got a point. 1 minute later. A major for Calgary. That's Baxter. So 5-minute majors in this game, you score as many goals in 5 minutes. It's not 1 goal, you're done with the power play. It's 5 minutes, you have to play hard. You have a chance, Lumley. Damn it. Segment and killed. Skills. Mr. Anderson. TNA. His goal from Linsman makes it 2-0. Well, we scored 1. Well, at least we scored 1. It wasn't a total loss. Should skills. Mr. Anderson. 2nd goal of the game. Anderson from Coffee. 2 minutes later. Calgary. Oh, it stopped. By Pure. 2 minutes later. Lanny gets whacked by Donnie Jackson. Damn it. But we killed the zone on him. Haha. Agitated? We get agitated. It's Anderson. Quickly score. Campbellini. And Mr. Campbellini. And the song. Fuck you all. McInnes and Quinn with the assist. Much later. Skills. He ain't Harry Lumley. He's Dave Lumley. That is a Toronto Maple Leaf reference, people. His first from Gretzky and Hunter. 4-1. Calgary is fucking fuming. They're like, screw it. We're going to get the youngster Mike Vernon in there. We're going to lose. 6 minutes later. They score! Baxter from and Wilson. 2-2. Full sense of security. Penalty on us, Huddy. Oh. Damn it! Here's from Eves and Wilson makes it 4-2. Oh, great. I'm getting out of these games. Flashbacks from the 81-82 playback. Who delivers a hit. 3 minutes later. Miami from Pierce. 4-4. I am severely getting flashbacks. There's a fight between Lumley and Tim Hunter. Well, both teams get their guys. And the regulation, 4-4. 5 minutes of overtime. A game can end in a tie. And Calgary pulls the Growly cap to tie as 4-4. We had a 4-1 lead after 2 periods, and we choked. Mike Vernon gets the point for Calgary. And Calgary avoids the embarrassment of losing a game. Don Edwards survives thanks to Mike Vernon. Fuck, and triple fuck. Give up a 4-1 lead and get a tie. Unfortunately, that is just as bad as a loss. Because that means we have to simulate the next game. Rules are rules. And we host Calgary anyway. Actually, we would have had to simulate the Calgary game anyway because there's also another rule. If a team appears twice in a 3-game set, twice within a video, we have to simulate through. And they won in overtime. Riceboro, Kitchener from Patterson at 3:02. Fuhr losing to Don Edwards, Kitchener. Bozek from McCowan, Coffee, Kitchener from Gretzky. So Kitchener, So Coffee scored on his fellow Kitchener Ranger. Not at the same time, of course. Riceboro. New Jersey finally wins a game at Toronto's expense, of course. We would. Well, since we lost to Calgary, we have to simulate the next game. Calgary beats the Islanders, so they've got a 6-game unbeaten streak to start. Boston wins again. Oh, man. St. Louis loses to Detroit of all teams. Hartford can't win. Calgary loses to the Rangers. So we're in Vancouver, by the way. Did we beat Vancouver? No, we don't. We lose again. You're the King Richard. Coffee, Kitchener, and Jackson scoring their fifths. Gillis, Lupo, Rhoda, and Patrick Sundstrom. I know he was a devil, but anyway. Or was it Peter Sundstrom? Who's the one? Uh, is there one Sundstrom? Patrick or Peter Sundstrom? Patrick Sundstrom. Yeah, okay. And Montreal beat Winnipeg. Okay. We still have to simulate. We go to LA, win 6-4. Moog beats Blake. Who the hell is this Blake guy? LA goes by Anderson, Nichols, Taylor, and Nichols. R goes by Linsman, Hughes, Messier, Coffee, Anderson, and Gretzky. Kitchener. Boston, are they going to keep the winning streak alive? Yes, they're 6-1. Start the season. Vancouver beats New Jersey. So our next game must be played, and we play Vancouver. So home and home. Hartford still loses. Hartford still has yet to lose. Well, Pittsburgh beat Boston, so that's the first time Boston has fallen. So we host Vancouver 4-3-1. They're 4-2-2. And it's not King Richard, it's Caprice. The only Caprice I was Caprice Pants. Grant Fuhr in the net for Edmonton. John Garrett, the former Whaler in Nordique, the main goalie for Vancouver. King Richard has had his starts be a little bit less often. What a start for them. So, of course, we talk about the team, the non-goalies for each team. Tony Tonti, Patrick Sundstrom, before he was a Devil Dog. Darcy Rodette, Stan Smeel, a one-team guy with the Canucks. Thomas Gardine, Ricky Lance, Gary Lupo. Cam Neely, yes, he was a Vancouver Canuck before Vancouver decided to trade him to Boston for the one of a 50-goal scorer by the name of Barry Pedersen, which blew up in their fucking faces. Tiger Williams, Mo LeMay, Yuri Gillis, Jim Neal, Doug Hallworth, who was at Boston, Neil Ballin, Yuri Bubla, Michel Petit, many teams, Lars Moline, Harold Snaps, Tony Curry, Kevin McCarthy, Andy Schleimblin, Mark Curtin, and Ronnie DeLone. Peter McNabb and Lars Lindgren would be coming up later on. I think they traded away Lars Lindgren. Peter McNabb is a Canuck. Okay, 1 minute into the game, we can't score. Much later. Curry Dong. Curry's fourth from Greg and Anderson. Much later. All that for just one hit. 3 minutes later. Dance Curry. No, Tony Curry. 2 minutes later. Can we take advantage? No, Wilson couldn't. But Snaps takes a 2-minute penalty. So we're up 1-0 after 20. A cup of coffee. Phooey. Give me a damn ice cap. Kitchener. It's 7 from Anderson and Gretzky. Much later. Wee Willie Lindstrom, his second from Low and Coffee. Vancouver's in trouble. 2 minutes later. Mr. Anderson. His fourth from Linsman and Coffee. 5-0 and John Garrett in the nets. Why not? It's the great one from Anderson. It's a 6-0. Do we have momentum? We have momentum. Much later. But they scored. Neil Ballin. What a Ballin from Tanti and LeMay. Damn it. I was hoping for a should have. 6-1. 6 goals in that period. 5 from us. 6-1. Can we stay good? We do. Kitchener. Back of the night from Anderson and Dutchman. It's a 7-1. 2 minutes later. There's 52nd from Lumley and Anderson. We have a snowman. 3 minutes later. Hunter can't score, neither can Jackson. Fuck. It would have been nice to get another goal. There's still time, I know. They have a chance 10-10. Loser. Well, we score 8. We hang a snowman on Vancouver. That's what you get, biatches. We're not scared of you. Well, Vancouver beat us at home in Vancouver, but we got our revenge 8-1. Capri's Pants got his butt handed to him in 30 minutes of action with 5 goals. Curry, Coffey, Lindstrom, Puzar, Anderson, Gretzky, Coffey, Gretzky scored on Johnny Garrett. 8-1. We didn't take a penalty the whole game. So we hang a snowman on Vancouver. Will you like to build a snowman and watch it melt? Okay, so our next game is not to be done. Hartford beats LA 6-5 in overtime on a goal by Blaine Stoughton. Finally, they win a game. Stanikowski. Yeah, we had to Maple Leaf Gardens. Okay, we had to Maple Leaf Gardens. And Grant Fuhr in the nets against Rick St. Croix. Yeah, we played the Leafs, but we were at home the first video. So Rick St. Croix, Rick the Cross, as they call him. Alan Bester, the 18-year-old, not playing. Popcorn Kid, Mike Palmater, not playing. Ken Reagan, another youngster, not playing. Bruce Dowie, not playing. So the Leafs, so we have to see what we can do against the Leafs. They were looking hot, but then they've fallen flat. Rick 5, first 50 goal scorer in Leaf history. Bill Derlago, John Anderson, Dale McCourt, who got himself in trouble in the lot in Toronto, by the way. Dan Dowles, Greg Terrian, Terry Martin, Jim Benning, Jim Corn, yeah, I like the band. Walt Punavy, Stu Gavin, Muriel Freiser, Peter Inhachuk, Baby Bull, Gaston Gingras, Barely Harris, the first draft pick in the 1972 draft by the Cupcakes, Poirier Salming, Icon, Dave Farish, Gary Lehman, second 50 goal scorer in Leaf history, Pat Graham, Russ Cordell, traded away for the one of one frickin' John Kordick. As a Leaf fan, you hate to see that happen. Bill Stewart, Gary Nyland, Frank Negro, what a name, Rich Costello, and Dave Hutchison. Early on, they have a chance, but 5 cannot put it in. Another minute. John Anderson, Harrison Salmon. 6 minutes later. No way. Horn. Do we take a chance? Skeeler, the great one, has 8 from Kevin Lowe, makes it 1-1. Last moments of the period. Curry had a chance and flubbed it. 1-1 after 20. 3 minutes later, split. Oh, we got a 5-minute lead here, Kevin Lowe. So that means he can score as many goals as they have to. There's one. The court from Benning it in. This will probably be a. Oh boy. Rick 5. 13 goals in 10 games. Once that 15-50. We kill the segment, so we give up 2. But we score, Dave Hunter. Dave the goal hunter from Hughes and Gretzky, 3-2. 4 minutes later, I don't know why I did that accent. But Moose Messier ties it up from Greg and Davey Hunter. We're tied. 2 minutes later. The Randall Show. 5. 5-3. Fuck it. We'll have to go with Moog. We don't have any of the goalies. This is embarrassing. 5? No. Anderson accurate from 5-6. 6-3. 7 goals in that period. We only got 2. Fuck. We're getting our asses handed to us. That doesn't help. But that scores Mr. Hughes is third from Gretzky for 6-4. I hiccuped. 4 minutes later. Scores! Curry Dong. His 5th from Lowe makes it 6-5. This could be big. Damn it. Oh, what a stop off of Anderson. He was looking for 4. Okay. Damn it. Now we have to fight. Damn it. I mean, yeah, they still would be, but I'm playing with the Edmonton Oilers. Gretzky scores with 14 seconds left from Curry and Lowe. That's the good news. The bad news, it's not enough. We lose 7-6. Moog is the fucking loser. No, they're gonna give Fury the loss. Well, they gave up the seventh goal. Fuck. We were so close. I thought for sure we were gonna win, but John Anderson throws a freaking hat trick at us. He only had one goal in 9 games, and now he scores 3. We lose 7-6. Guess what that means? We have to skip the next game. So skip. Toronto's next game, they get asked by the Rangers. Fuck. Edmonton, we would have been at the Forum de Montreal, and I would have been doing it in French, but we lose 4-3. Steve Penny beats Fuhr. Of course, any goalie can do it. Steve Penny. Fuck. We have 3-1. Linsman, Curry, and Gretzky. Robinson, Mandush, and Turcotte. We keep losing. This isn't Edmonton at all. We're in New York against Madison Square Garden crew, and we beat the Rangers 5-3. Mo beats Hanlon. We win Anderson, Huddy, Jackson, Linsman, and Messier. Ranger goes by Osborne, Hubert. Lincoln. Well, our next game will be on the 2nd against Washington, who are on fire. They're 9-2-1. We're third in our division. Calgary and Vancouver look good. Edmonton and Winnipeg. LA just sucks, so it's almost a given. St. Louis, Chicago, Toronto, all double digits in 84. Minnesota and Detroit are fighting it out. Hartford's 2-10. It's the Adams Division battle. Washington Islanders, Rangers, and Philly. Break 5 of 16 goals. Gretzky's tied for 4. 5 Sutter. Pierre LaRouche. Guy's on fire. Barasso's got a 5-0 and 1 mark. Moog's 5-0 with a 3-1-6. He's 50 on Barasso, Regan, Peters, and Don Everts. So Randy Moog looks pretty good, but Grant Fuhr not so much. 1-4-2. You can't blame everything on Fuhr. Oh, better than Dan Bouchard, who has 4 wins and a 404. Right, right. Chico Rush just can't win. Steve Weeks has won games, but Chico has not, and yet he has a better goals against than Steve Weeks and Mike Blake, who has won a game, like Michael Barron. So yeah, Hartford, New Jersey, and LA are doing the Turtle Derby. I think LA was LA that year. 23, 44. Yeah, I was like, they're doing the Turtle Derby too. Pathetic. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. And